as a 51-year-old man, I know that we were abused, assaulted, raped. It has also become very clear that the University of Michigan knew, as proven in the WilmerHale report. WilmerHale, if you don't know, was an independent report that the University of Michigan paid $5 million. And in their own report, found a 30-year pattern of sexual abuse of hundreds of U of M athletes, students, and other innocents. U of M's own law firm found this. The U of M refused to act to protect its athletes and its students. Indeed, Dr. Anderson was fired for the first time by U of M vice president in August of 1979. Yet someone let him back, and 9 years later, he abused me. They made a choice not to protect us. Instead, the university enabled our abuse. I expected a safe environment, but my typical appointments with Dr. Anderson consisted of him fondling my genitals and repeatedly doing prostate checks, all under the guise of medicine. In my first exam with Dr. Anderson, at the end of the exam, he said one word that terrified me. I must do a testicular cancer screening and a prostate cancer screening. And at that time, all I knew was I didn't want cancer. Because one, I didn't know if I was going to have my mother, and two, I just wanted to make it through the University of Michigan. The continuous visits with Dr. Anderson changed my life tremendously. I and so many other athletes were forced to submit to having samples. And let me be blunt, and I hope to not sound offensive, that he was doing a study that he said was sponsored by the university, in which he would take our semen samples our freshman year and study them as outpoint seniors. But that he had to take those samples. And even one time, in my second exam with the semen samples, he made an offhanded comment about, in this andrology study, haha, I'm attempting to create the perfect black athlete. A series of emotions really have overwhelmed me. I'm filled with disbelief and anger because I love the University of Michigan and I love my teammates. But because of these abuses, could have been stopped early on. Although I did not realize it then, now I feel a deep shame because there were Michigan personnel who knew about this abuse. What seemed like routine checkups for most adults have become traumatizing for me. After my experience in Michigan, I have mostly avoided medical care because it makes me very uncomfortable. And I fear that similar experiences could potentially happen again. In our lives, especially as young age, we are taught that doctors are in a position of authority due to their knowledge and healing powers. Doctors have a license to touch. When this license to touch is taken for granted and abused, it becomes a catastrophe and assault. I'm here today because I support any effort to further empower survivors of this abuse. I fully support Representative Berman and Whitsett legislation and strongly encourage the legislature to pass into law. We are sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters. We are teammates. We are citizens in your districts, but most importantly, we are survivors. And I will not be John Doe. I am Jon Vaughn. Thank you.